NRM, which was published in 1941, is the third book of Agatha Christie's to feature her husband and wife detective pair Tommy and Tuppence Beresford. When we see them in this novel, it is 1941, and so it's a wartime novel. We find the couple middle-aged with a couple of children. Their son is in the RAF and their daughter is in intelligence. And their children have no real clue about Tommy and Tuppence' own history working in the Secret Service, their detective work. You get a sense that their children are very out of touch. The novel begins with Tuppence sitting at home knitting khaki balaclavas for the soldiers and feeling very helpless and hopeless, and Tommy's feeling much the same way until a Mr. Grant comes to the house and offers him a desk job working for intelligence up in Scotland. Tuppence leaves the room to go find to go help a friend, and Grant tells Tommy that the real reason for his visit is that he wants Tommy to go down undercover to a small town of Leehampton and stay at a guest house down there that is supposedly the center of some fifth column activity. So in other words, there is a German agent who has infiltrated Britain and is working undercover to bring about an invasion of Great Britain. And an intelligence officer who died in the line of duty mentioned that the initials N or M, and this refers to a male and a female who are working. They may be German, they may be British, but they're working for the German government, for the Nazis, and they're trying to infiltrate from the inside. So Tommy tells Tuppence that he's going up to Scotland and that that she cannot come with him, that he's going to be doing a boring desk job for a while and she just needs to sit at home. And so then Tommy gets on the train for Edinburgh and promptly gets off at the next stop and goes down to Leehampton, where he has become Mr. Meadows, who is a widower who decides to stay at this place, this guest house in Leehampton. As he comes into the guest house, he's introduced to the different guests in the guest house. There's a couple with whose husband is an invalid. There's a woman with a young daughter. There's a strange woman who may be Irish who runs the establishment and has a teenage daughter. Then in the corner, Tommy sees a middle-aged woman sitting knitting, and she looks up, and it's Tuppence, who has figured out where Tommy is going and has followed him down there and has taken on her own persona. And in this novel, she plays a twice widowed woman down at this guest house who's on the prowl for a third husband and has 3 sons fighting in the war. And so Tommy is very surprised to see her, but he's also excited to see her because they're really a team. They're a package deal. They work together. So they decide that Tuppence is going to be pretending to pursue Tommy to make Mr. Meadows her third husband. So that gives her an excuse to kind of pursue him and be with him and try and spend time with him. He's going to try and be the uninterested widower who keeps avoiding her, but people will not suspect so much when they see them together. The novel has quite a few twists and turns. There's a German scientist who's living at the guest house who's a refugee whose parents were killed in a concentration camp. He's also suspect number 1. He's not Jewish, but because of his scientific knowledge and the fact that he's German, he's definitely a suspect. We also have a retired British officer who plays golf with Tommy. Lots of interesting characters. As far as the novel goes, it's probably a little bit more like The Secret Adversary than Partners in Crime, in that it has an espionage feel to it. Tommy and Tuppence are trying to get to find out who these spies are and bring them to justice, and rather than solving murder mysteries as they do in Partners in Crime. I don't think it's quite as strong as the previous two novels. It's interesting, and there are nice moments in it, but it doesn't quite have the appeal for me as the other novels. I felt that this novel moved along a little bit more slowly, was a little less interesting, and for that reason I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 stars.